Light it up.
Colin. I had my camera on yesterday, but I don't have it on. Mustard was hanging out for quite a bit last night. He said he couldn't sleep,
Hey,
so he popped in and hung out with me for quite a while. I hope you're doing good. I just popped on now. I was watching these videos calling on cave diving disasters where people go cave diving and then something goes wrong and then, they get stuck. I'm a little claustrophobic, and I was watching the regular cave ones. I'm a little claustrophobic, so that kind of bothers me watching it for two reasons. One, I don't like seeing people die, but the claustrophobic thing, let me tell you. But yeah, it's
yeah, I would pass on the cave diving. I'm with ya.
yeah. Like I remember when I was a little kid, and maybe right up until about 15 years old. I remember I thought two things I thought would be cool to be when I became an adult would be a professional scuba diver or an airplane pilot. And then I realized I'm not really big on heights. And I do love swimming. Oh, I do. But not after I've watched too many shows growing up where I don't want to be swimming down there in case there's something that might find me that I don't want finding me. Like they say, we've only discovered 5% of our oceans, right? So who knows what's down there? And I sure as heck don't want to find something that would gobble me up and look really prehistoric looking or really weird looking. To do the big pass on that. Yeah, we had a tiny little chat about you, or I was just saying.
I don't even like going out swimming in the ocean.
Well, speaking of that, I was saying I envied you a little bit there about how you get to go to the beach. Man, I could handle going to the beach, that'd be really fun, mostly right now. Yeah, well, like we've been telling you last time we spoke, I said we think we had 5 or 6 days of rain on the calendar there coming up. So we're down to the last couple. Right. Just aching to get on that bike. And not just that, even if I didn't have a bike, I would have had enough of the weather. There we are, Invaders from Mars. Or I keep calling it Invaders from Mars. I think it's because of that movie. I mean, Invaders from Beyond. Yeah, I think it was about around this time, I think it was when Mustard popped on. And it's like, oh, I didn't know you popped
It
on
is
this
nice,
at this
but
time.
temporary. I can't afford to live here. Once I'm employed, I'll have to move. Glad
You
the
got
weather will
anything?
get better.
You got anything lined up, or or you just got there and you haven't started looking yet? Like you just settling in, or do you got something that you have sort of lined up?
25% on one job. Find out more next week.
Well, honest to God, I wish you luck. I truly do, because thank God it wasn't extremely long, but I did have a point where I was unemployed, and man, I put my resume into like so many places, and I'm not bragging. I think a lot of them I was overqualified for what I was applying for, but some other ones I was just regular and blah blah blah. So I didn't even get a call back. Nothing. I had one. Sorry, I had one interview. I thought the interview went really good. Apparently, I guess not, because they didn't call me back. So then what happened was, I think I might. I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you before, but do you know the Lafarge cement plants? Do you have those down in the States? Well, anyway, my brother-in-law, his grandfather and his father and him, they all worked at this place in Lafarge cement plant. And the brother-in-law, he got me a job there. And then it really changed my life financially. It was the big thing. Jeez. And then I end up getting all these certificates because they train you on the job if you want to do other stuff. And end up being a nice, cozy little job for many, many, many years until I ended up hurting my back. They still take care of me. Go to work, obviously. But, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember being unemployed, and I think it was maybe just a little over a year. No, sorry, it was a little more than that, 'cause I forgot. Because I was on unemployment, Pogey. I don't know what you call it down there, but our nickname for it's Pogey. But anyway, I was on unemployment, and I was on the tail end where you could still get unemployment for 1 year, and then now it's changed to 6 months. But I was on the last of it, the last year that they had it, that we could get it for a full year. So I'm not going to lie, Colin, for about 10 months, I lived a good life. I didn't do nothing, man. I didn't care about a job. I was like, screw you, government, take care of me for a change. And all the money I pay India. So, and then there was 2 months before the unemployment started letting out. It was kind of get serious. And then I thought I was going to get a job. I really did. There was lots of jobs then. I wasn't getting them. I was not getting them. Like I said, I do believe it was only one interview. And I seriously found that went really good. Really good. I remember the girl I was with at the time, and I said, I think I'm going to be getting a call from these people within a day or two. It was a pretty good interview, and I said, probably one of the better ones I've had in my life. The guy was asking me about some of my interests outside of work, and they just happened to be almost the exact same ones that he was interested in. And this guy was like the manager, and I thought, oh man, this is great. Like, he likes the same things I do, so that means he would enjoy my company around him because we could be talking about things we both like, and it makes work go by quickly. No. I just try to tell my ego the next person he interviewed was a hot chick. I don't know what went wrong. I got a good handshake. It's not like he shook my hand at the end. It was like this weak, flimsy handshake. That wasn't the killer. I don't know. So I never did get a job on my own. It's like the old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's how I got the job with my brother-in-law. I could have put a resume down there and they wouldn't have done it. They would just threw it right in the garbage. I didn't have no experience for that type of work. None. And I didn't know what the hell. These guys dragging all this machinery around. What the hell am I doing? The first month I wanted to quit. Not because it was hard work, it's like I didn't know what I was doing. I don't like not knowing what I'm doing, and a lot of these guys didn't even like training. Like, why? It was like kind of like they had their job to do and they didn't want to do it anymore. Then I found out why, because they're union. They're lazy.
Asterisk shrugs asterisk sometimes things happen and you don't know why. Definitely helps to know people.
I do believe you there, bro. Maybe the Lord has a plan set that we don't know, you know? Maybe he's got an idea that's good for us, and we don't know until it happens. I always believe there's, the saying, there's things happen for a reason. Well, I put God behind that, just like you, bro. This girl's pretty tough. Really,
progressing smoothly. One more siphon to go.
I'm sure everything's going to work out for you, Colin. You're a good guy. You got Lord. Good thing is you got Lord on your... Well, the Lord's on everybody's side, but I'm sure he appreciates the little extra effort you do towards worshiping him than other people. A lot of people don't even believe in him. It really bums them out. That's probably the worst thing you could do is not believe in him. Mostly don't believe in Christ. Christ did. Yeah. He's your son and
Thumbs
people
up,
don't
he
believe
won't
it.
let me skate, not working for long.
Oh, you'll be enjoying yourself on the beach one day and you'll have to fucking pardon the Irish.
Bikinis everywhere.
Yeah, imagine, Jesus. Yeah, where I live, it's a smaller town, so the girls don't walk around with bikinis. But if you go to the beach, just like anywhere else, for that type of stuff. But I remember in the 20s, late teens, going to the beach over in a place called Cryptic and Sandbanks. Oh, no offense to anybody that's gay, but I just don't know how you can be gay. Women are so quirky. Maybe not all of them, but wow. Great gift from God. They drive us up the wall, they make our lives like hell, but we still want them and we want more and more. I should be over there with my weapon be screaming that way, but
To be young again. Slightly smiling face, probably good we are not.
They remain in orbit. Stay vigilant.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Alright, way to go, boys and girls. I'll give you a salute back. He's got a communist one, and I got an American one for the salute. Yes, we got
Short
communists
work of
in this
them.
game. Yeah. Well, they'll be back in an hour. There's spaceships flying all over the place, and you can run into little pockets of them, these little aliens. Yeah, I was. Yeah, when I was talking to Mustard a little bit about, we were talking a little bit about you. Nothing but major. It wasn't a long talk, and it wasn't anything bad, of course. But yeah, I mentioned to him that you said to me. Well, he said something like, "Oh, here's your game, eh?" When he first popped in there, and I said, "Yeah." And then a little while later, I just popped. Your name came up, and I mentioned that you like playing games when you had time in that, and your ex-wife has 76 or something. I can't remember. I told him, I said either she had it and they didn't like it because that was back when it was boring and they had all the robots, or make sure I could remember. Yeah, the one night I fell asleep to you guys. You guys were having this really heavy. I was talking with you like throughout the, and then later on. This was not last time. This was about 3 times ago, I think. You guys were right into this big philosophical debate about something. I can't remember what it was. Probably religion. I just laid down on my bed, started listening to you guys. The next thing you know, it's about 2 hours went by after your podcast was long gone. I fell asleep. Yeah, that Mustard, though, he seems pretty smart, too. Just, you guys both seem quite on the ball. You guys know your religion.
Lol, hey, we were good for something.
I think we all are in our own special way. Though there's some people who might not believe that, but I shouldn't say that, but I got a couple friends there. I think they're a little on the goofy side. I'm sure they say the same thing about me. I'll get this tonight. There we go. Guys, 2 of those grapes. 2 grapes there. 1, 2. Now, the thing I took there, you get these points because we have this thing called a season. It's a board, but I'm done.
Mustard is a smart guy in a bad situation. I'm hoping he will get some things going, and praying. He is scraping by now.
Well, I'm sure things will get better. They can't. The only way they stay bad is if you don't do nothing about it. There's one thing that I've never forgotten. I don't know who said it. I don't know where I heard it. I was younger. I was in youth groups. I used to go to a youth group for church until I was about 15 years old. I used to like playing on their hockey team. But anyway, they said something I never forgot, and I'm pretty sure it came from the youth group, was God helps those that help themselves. And I never forgot that. So if you don't try to help yourself, God's not gonna. Why should God? If you don't care, why should God? In a way. I might not be saying it right that way, but the thing I am saying right is God helps those that help themselves. So if you're giving an effort and trying, man, you might not get your. God's not a wishing well. You're not going to get what you want right away, but I'm sure there's going to be some justice on your side. Praise the Lord. I really do. Okay, so I think I can leave here and go to my world, so I don't have to deal with anybody. There we go. Yeah, there's 2 things from that time frame that I never forgot. Was God helps those that helps themselves, and the other one was if you don't go to church, it doesn't mean you're not a Christian. And this is, I remember it was a preacher said this. He said that if you live in a garage, it doesn't make you a car. Sorry, I got it wrong. If you live in a garage, it doesn't make you a car. If you go to church, it doesn't make you a Christian. It doesn't mean you're a Christian. So what his point was basically saying, if you don't go to church every Sunday, God's not going to send you to hell. I think somebody asked him something like, what about people, in Africa or whatever that don't, or in South America or whatever, certain areas like the jungle, and they don't know God? So those people will be fine. They're still going to heaven. They'll be judged on what they do. See, the Catholics put a big scare in the people. Nothing against Catholics, but they're good at scaring people. You don't do it our way, you're going to hell. We still have our flags in the weird spot for the Pope. We haven't changed them. I don't know when we're changing them. Like that. It's like we got like our Canadian flag and then the Pope's flag, and it's kind of like a half-mast. It's like as if he died, but doesn't mean that he died. It's like a celebration thing. I don't really understand it. I'm not Catholic. I could understand it if I Googled it. But okay, I need to crush up some melee weapons. So, if there's anyone, this is West Virginia, by the way, and there's videos people have made on YouTube of how well they made this look the same as West Virginia. They have like Harper's Ferry and everything. I have a friend that lives in Virginia, and he goes to West Virginia sometimes, and he did a video for me of Harper's Ferry, and that's in this game. He did a video for me to show me what Harper's Ferry looks like. Wow, it's just amazing. Like, we're getting too smart. Stuff we can do and build.
I might move to Morgantown, WV. Land is the same.
Wow. Morgantown's here. I'll show you on the map. Where is it? There it is. You'd have a little train station and an airport. There's a high school here too. Morgantown train yard. Yeah, so you'd be in my game. right near the getting close to the Grafton Dam. Yeah, everything here is like where it's supposed to be. Like everything's here where it's supposed to be. Way over here is Harper's Ferry. Yeah, they did a really good job. I don't know how the hell people can do stuff like that. I just really cow. I shouldn't kill cows, but yeah, you know, that's one thing I've always had in my life is God. You know, like he's kind of always been like there since I've been little. I think my grandmother, when I was little, put this fear of God in me, and thank God she did. There's a lot of times you seem to have that little voice telling you don't do this or don't do that, and I know it's something to do with God. It has to be. People, another thing, some people, I don't know why, they feel like embarrassed or shy to say, yeah, I believe in God. Like, why?
I wish I would have followed that voice more.
Yeah, a lot of times I didn't listen to the voice. It's like God's like your father, you know, like a parent. You don't always listen to your parents, but then when you do something wrong and learn that what you did was wrong, you realize that, yeah, Dad was right. Should have listened to him. But he's always there for you, and you screw up all the time. Goodness. Doesn't matter what you do. Just ask for forgiveness and actually mean it. Truly mean it. Right there. Just like a real parent. Get better. Looking forward to meeting them. I'm in no rush, but I'm looking forward to going back home. But for now, I'm enjoying the ride. The ups and downs. I think I went through most of the downs.
I could go today.
Not me. I mean, of course I could, as long as I know I'm going there, which I'm sure. Pretty sure I'll get there. But no, because I don't think I know there's better things up there than playing this video game and eating a slice of pizza. By the way, I'm not eating a slice of pizza. I wish I was. But now there's little moments where I don't know. I really like being alive. You know, like there's just some little moments. It's not like that all the time. Oh man, I've had many days. Thank God, not many years, but I've had days where, as far as I was concerned, if I wasn't scared of God, I would have hid myself in. But the only reason I tell you, I've been pretty bummed out in my life, like anybody. There's been times where I truly thought of like, I don't want to live no more. But if I didn't have the fear of God, I probably would have did something stupid. But the reason I didn't do something stupid was because I didn't want to take the chance of like going to hell. So screw that. That's not something that eternity's a long time. So if I'm gonna screw up, man, I'll be like that. But no, I mean, I really do feel sorry for people that I had one friend that did himself and hung himself, but you don't know what's going through their heads, so you know you can't you can't really say nothing good or bad. You know, you don't know, but what a waste. What a waste, man, to do that. I mean, if you got zombies coming at you and they're surrounding you, and you got one bullet in the chamber, I'm sure God, I would hope that God would be okay if you put the bullet in your head and as those zombies are coming towards you. Other than that, I'm not quite sure what other exceptions he would have.
Thumbs
Because
up.
I know he's extremely forgiving, but like, if that would be right up in his top 5 for no-nos, because he gave you something special. You're unique to him. You're not just like a ping pong ball that he grabbed out of the bucket and said, okay, you have a life, okay, you have a life. He's known about you since before the dinosaurs walked. He already knew about you and your plans. So you're special, and then you just threw that away, and, and that's a slap in the face, man. That's like, look what I gave you. Look what you could have done. You could have done anything. And you just had a bad day and then gave up, killed yourself. Yeah, but I guess, like they say, that expression, who am I to judge? I don't know how he deals with that. I don't know if you go to hell for eternity. I'm sure there's got to be some, I'm just guessing, there's got to be some sort of punishment. I don't mean that you're locked up in hell for 10,000 years, but I'm sure you're going to have a good stern talking to, and you're not going to feel very happy. I don't know. Maybe they go to another spot like a purgatory.
If you are saved, you will not go to hell. You will lose rewards though.
Yeah. And I wonder about that saved thing, because then you go back to the stuff where people that don't know Christianity, like they never heard of it. Or let's just say a Muslim or something that doesn't do anything wrong, that they live like a perfect, wholesome life. Like, I don't, and they're not saved. I'm not sure how much I believe in you have to be saved. So that's, I don't know. I kind of give that a little bit of the. I do believe you should be saved. I do believe. Don't get me wrong, but just the Catholic Church kind of puts in your head, like when they're spreading the religion in the old days, when they were spreading it everywhere and putting the fist down and doing all the bad stuff like the Inquisition stuff. But like, they basically were telling you, if you don't do it, everything that we are saying, you're going to hell. And one of those things was you have to be saved. If you don't get saved, when it's time for judgment, you're not on the list. I don't believe that. Because, like, what happens if you're a murderer, and then you go to heaven, but you've been saved in your life at one time, and you get saved later on or something, I don't know. And then there's this other person that's never been saved, but it's been like, you know, like a little old lady librarian that always helped people, and maybe she does believe in God, but she never got saved because she wasn't like, I don't know why. I'm just saying, I just don't think you have to be saved. But it's like a condom. Better to be safe than sorry, you know. So, hey, you know, same with like people that believe you got to be, you know, baptized and all that stuff, or you're not going. I really believe a lot of it is get judged on your heart, things you do, good and bad. And then that's kind of about it.
Directive. Acquire.
I think there's some things that might not be forgiven, but I'm not quite sure what they are. I don't know. I mean, I know that some way you get reading stuff, like God sounds pretty jealous. And jealous people are really easy to tick off. Not just through jealousy, so God can get mad, so you wouldn't want to be on the bad side. That's why I really don't get why there was all these rebellions in heaven, because like you think to yourself, okay, this is the way I would think. Okay, if I wanted things my way, and I want to get all my buddies to join up with me to overthrow, say, God, I would say to myself, wait a minute. He created everything, and we got no chance. Like, I mean, like, he created us. I do not understand. Hey, Lucifer, you can say the pride and all that, but Lucifer should have known he had no chance. If anybody knew God, the best person to know God would have been, at the time, would have been Lucifer. So he should have known better. Why not just walk away if he was that upset instead of trying to actually fight God and then lose, get kicked out, all fancy like. But he actually like rubbed up against Michael and all that, Found out Michael was pretty tough, but yeah. So that was the end of that. And then after you see this, these angels that saw that, saw the punishment. I don't know, so whatever amount of time longer, the Watchers come down, 200 of them, for God's sakes, and they betray God. And they made a pact, all of them, so that it just wouldn't be the leader getting in trouble, it'd be all of them. And somebody, and then I can't have this shit in my head. Yeah, so anyway, okay, so they see what happened with Lucifer. They saw he lost. They saw his punishment. They know, because they were there during the battle. They were probably fighting, they were obviously on God's side, and they were fighting with God and the angels against Lucifer. So then you fast forward, like I said, to these 200 Watchers, which were,
I think the Watchers were part of the fallen angels.
No,
I don't think they were completely kicked out of heaven yet.
I don't believe that. I believe they were sent there by God. This is just me. You could be 100% right. I could be. I'm not. We both have our opinions. My opinion is, of course, God already knows what's going to happen, but he sent them down with a job. You watch the earth and make sure everything goes the way God wants. And I think that they did the job for quite a while. They weren't just there for a week. I think they were there probably for a few centuries or so. And then they just saw that, man, just one day you're sitting around with did you notice these women look pretty good? And they probably got talking among each other. I don't think it was like an overnight thing. And then they decided, let's do this. And they knew they were going to get punished. Now, the only thing I can think of is this. I think that they knew that they were probably going to get caught in the end, but they know about God and God's love and all that. Maybe they thought that they're going to get punished, but maybe they didn't think it was going to be that severe. Maybe they thought, grounded for a week sort of thing, not kicked out of the house. You're thinking your parents are going to ground you for a week. Oh, no, you're kicked out. Obviously, that's not really the best way to break it down, but that's the best way I'm going to do it for now. It's just like that. Maybe they didn't think they were going to get it as hard as they did. And their punishment, your children's punishment, is terrible. Well, they earned it. You can't be one of God's...
I think they did it in order to corrupt the bloodline so that Jesus could not come through humanity. I think they thought once they corrupt...
Okay, there's where I don't, but I do. Okay, I think you're on to something, but I don't think they originally came down for that.
God would renege and allow them back into humanity.
I personally think you're very close. I don't think they came down with those intentions. That might have happened later on.
Into heaven, oops.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I don't know. Maybe, like you know way more than I do. I study more of this what we're talking about now. But you gotta sew a lot more pieces and sew a lot more cloth together and put more pieces into the puzzle to know the whole picture. But I know that I thought a long time ago I didn't like the Book of Genesis at the beginning and some other parts because the impression I got, I didn't understand they were talking about these giants, and then they stopped talking about them.
Nah,
And then,
your opinion and knowledge is as valid as mine.
well, maybe some little parts. I guess we all got a little part. I didn't understand that, like a lot of people that do this very day, but I understand now. I didn't understand why they said the God of the Old Testament was, mean and wicked, and then when Jesus comes, the God of the New Testament is nice. No, he's the same God. Now, the thing that upsets people is that God sent a group of people under his command, and they were told, kill every man, woman, child, fucking beast, everything. Wipe them all out. And he got them to do that to a whole bunch of tribes. Now, people don't realize that these were the Nephilim. He wasn't going out starting war with Iran against Iraq because one side didn't like that. No, he was wiping out the Nephilim bloodline. And they ended up fleeing to Europe and South America. They eventually, because they were on the hunt. They could not be in the Middle East no more. And they eventually just...
Agree.
Yeah, and then I think then when they came over, they started meeting with the Native Americans and stuff, and watered down their race and disease when the Spanish came over. So when the Spanish came over, they said that there were some giants, but they weren't the same size of like Goliath. They weren't like 10, 12 feet tall. These were more like 7 to 9 feet at the most. Still pretty big. You go to McDonald's and you'll see they got go through the drive-thru and they got that thing that says 9 feet tall for clearance. That's pretty high. I really get into this giant stuff because I really didn't understand. I didn't know. When I went to church, they didn't talk about the Nephilim, the giants. They didn't talk about any of that stuff. So, yeah, I really did think that. I didn't really understand why would a loving God, want women, children killed, and not just that, the animals. And then you find out later on
it fits.
That these animals were part of these creations that the Nephilim were making, like how you see some of those pictures of in Egypt, like an animal, like a man with a jackal's head and things like that, or like they were screwing up, playing around with the DNA and doing lots of really bad stuff. So that's why he wanted. It wasn't like he was telling them go kill the little kitten, go kill their cow, go kill their goat. No, these weren't cows and goats. These were like monsters.
Nephilim.
That's where I have to say no, or God would have got rid of it by now. It's if it's real, it can't be on the evil side of it can't be on Nephilim because God would have taken care of that. It would have been gone. It's still around. I don't understand it. I try to believe in it. I don't know why it's not been shot yet. And you'll see, and you have a story. I hate these damn stories where somebody's like, I had it in my range and it looked too human. No, bullshit. People are greedy and people want to get famous. They would have shot it. So that means I'm guessing they probably didn't see it. It's a bullshit story. The thing is, it doesn't mean this is real, but my dad used to work out in Western Canada, and he told me that him and his buddies were logging. And they woke up one morning, and near the camp were all these, really big, giant, human-sized footprints. And they didn't see nothing, hear nothing, and it only happened once.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, and my dad's like, pretty honest. You
Blowing this
know,
place up is hard work.
sure he wouldn't just make something up like that. So I don't know what it was, but he's a really smart man, so he would have probably clued in if it was a joke or a hoax.
I think it is paranormal.
A lot of
That is
people
how
do.
it fades in and fades out.
Yeah, what you
And they
just
can't bring one down.
yeah, what you just said there, that's a few people that have the same philosophy as you for that one, or same idea. If you, I like to think of it as flesh and blood, but you think by now a logging truck would have ran over one. Like, people got to understand, like, some of these areas that they're spotted in, like, there's traffic, and they should be hit by now. There should be a story, one getting hit, even if the damn thing ran away. You should have a big chunk of its hair in your grill or something. I don't know, but when I was a little kid, that was one of my favorite cryptids. I like to think it's real, but again, it's a tough one. Why the hell? Okay, the best footage we really truly have is the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin footage. Like, that's like a long time ago. That was before I was even born. Like, we got nothing. We've had nothing. We got nothing. All we have is melee weapons. One there. Yeah, they. It's the same thing when you get thinking about lake monsters and stuff. That's another one where I don't know if they're real or not. I've lived on the water all my life, and I've never seen no.
There is other footage that is compelling, but nothing that proves anything. Just lots of people like your dad who have encountered evidence.
Yeah. Makes you wonder, like, I don't know. Because, like, he was pretty sure it wasn't one of the guys doing it, because nobody was giggling or laughing, and everybody was pretty, like, for a couple of days, were, like, pretty curious about it. And then the interest faded away, because, like, just, I don't know, I said it was, like, pretty popular topic for a couple of days around the lunch table. He's got a really open mind. I can have the same conversations I'm having right now with you. I can have the same ones with him, which is nice. Yeah, there's some people that are really closed mind. They won't even open it a tiny bit. That's a real shame. They really miss out on some really good conversation. Like, I got a brother-in-law. I try to talk to him about God. He don't believe in God. He says to me stupid things like, you must believe in pink elephants, then.
Trippy thing. I had some very weird stuff happen, and even though I am into that stuff, I had forgotten it until something triggered it. Seem.
Well, you used to dabble around on the dark side a little bit when you were younger, didn't you? My friends and I, we used to play around with Ouija boards and shit when we were like young teens. I don't know what it is when you're a young teenager, you just want like really strange things, or just, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know why I'd want to speak to the dead back then. I don't want to speak to them now. So, as a teenager, you're hanging out with your friends. That'd be pretty cool. Try the Ouija board, have a few beers, smoke some
You
marijuana.
want a thrill and are curious.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus being a youth. I can tell you that I look back at a lot of things that I thought was interesting when I was younger, and I just, what the hell were you thinking? Kill a human enemy. Okay. I can go there and do that. stretch. Yeah, I ended up falling asleep early. Had some meatloaf and mashed potatoes and pork and beans for supper, and that tasted pretty good. Came downstairs, threw something on YouTube. I don't know, I can't remember what it was. But then I fell asleep, and then next thing you know, it's like about 6 hours goes by, and I wake up. I thought it was friggin' the morning the next day, 'cause it was so dark out. I looked, and it's like, holy jeez, it's only 11:30 at night. Well, it's not that time now. I've been up for a while. I don't know, just one of those ones where you lay your head on the pillow and you just want to watch some TV, and the fans hitting you in the face in just that right way, and that bare feet rubbing along the blanket feels really comfy. And next thing you know, I'm just sleeping. Because the only time, Colin, I ever had questioned the existence of God was about, I don't know, about 6. I don't know, maybe it was around 10 years ago. I've seen something strange, and kind of made me think, well, maybe God didn't create us, and not real, and we've been created by something else. But I felt that way for about 2 weeks. Really bummed my face out. Then put it in. Yeah, for about 2 weeks, I was just like, my God, I never wasted a lot of years believing in bullshit. I just saw God, the real God. You know, you saw something probably created. I'll get into it in really good details one day, but it's just a story that people don't believe in shit like that. So what happens to them? But I didn't get like abducted or nonsense. But I did see something pretty crazy. Something very crazy, but enough to take my face right out of me. But we got her back. It didn't take long to get her back. Good month at most. I was clean. 2 weeks
I'm
was the
open.
worst.
Love to hear what you saw.
Well, all right. What? You just give me 1 minute. Let me get to a safe location, and I'll tell you the whole story. It's it won't make a movie, but it's the truth. Just give me 1 second. I just gotta run up and grab a Mountain Dew out of the garage. I was gonna put them downstairs, but I left them outside because it's been so cold with the rain. I left them in the garage because they're just like as if you took them out of the fridge. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so before I get into this, can you just tell me if you're there or not? Because I don't want to tell the story and find out that you disconnected or you're not there. And I'm just like, blah, 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 and there's nobody there.
Here.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I think it was 2014. 2016,
Smart.
2015. What was going on was My brother-in-law, a couple weeks before that, he had this like shitty fucking flu. Of course, I caught it off of him, and it was just fucking brutal, just terrible. And I, at the time, smoked cigarettes. And I hadn't been able to have a smoke in about a week and a half, maybe almost 2 weeks. This thing stayed with you for so long. So I had the flu for about, I don't know, it was going on like 12 days, something like that. Because I remember I was counting the days. It's like, this is enough. And then I was just starting to feel a little better. And then it was around just before 8 o'clock at night. It was on a Tuesday or a Thursday. Anyway, I'm on Facebook. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just on Facebook. It's like about 10 to 8 at night. The room I'm in, the door is open, and the dog comes to the door. The dog's staring at me with a big smile. I knew the dog wanted to go outside, had to go pee or poop or whatever. So I was like, you want to go outside? And the dog took off down the hall. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to grab a cigarette, and I'm going to see if I can finally have a cigarette. I haven't had one in almost 2 weeks. Well, I guess 10 days. But, so, I grab a smoke and a lighter. I think I'll actually grab my pack of smokes and lighter. And I go down go to the back patio door and go down the cement deck with the dog, and we walk up the stairs. Small set of stairs that goes up to where the pool area is. But we didn't go up the pool, we just walk up the stairs to the top of the hill. I light my smoke and I inhale. And I'm like, oh, right on, I can actually take a friggin' drag. Nice. So, I have a few puffs off the smoke. By the way, I'm not on any medication. None. I'm not even an Advil. I'm not smoking, I haven't smoked any weed. I just told you I couldn't smoke even a cigarette for almost 2 weeks, or 10 days, I mean. I wasn't drinking any alcohol, of course. But anyway, so I'm out there. It just happened, I look over, like my backyard's like water, right? So I look out on the water like I always do. You know, I look out and there's like something going on up there, ducks or something there. It's nice and peaceful to look at water. So I look out there and looking at the water, and I just happened to notice above the water, like a big bright light, and I look up above, and what it looked like was, if you took 2 telephone poles and put them on top of the water, that's how high up it was. And it looked like a harvest moon, but I knew it wasn't the moon, because it was right, like I told you, like, put 2 telephone poles right above the water. It was like right above the water, and it was humongous. It was all white, a big white moon. And so what happened was, I'm just staring at it. What was I thinking? Nothing. I'm like just kind of bewildered. So I knew immediately. I mean, instantly, it wasn't the moon. It wasn't something from space. This was something in my backyard. 2 telephone poles above the water. That's how high up. So then I'm looking at it, and then right dead center of this big white circle is what happened was it was all white, and then just before the center thing happened, you know those Tesla balls where you can put your hand on them and your hair will stand up, and it has like purple and blue like little lightning coming off of them. Well, that white thing that that white thing that looked like a moon, like a big harvest moon, it started having that going on the outside. And I was like, whoa, what's this? I'm looking at it, and it's doing that for, oh no, 10 seconds or so. And then next thing you know, I see this little tiny black dot right dead center in the middle of it. Right in the middle. And the little black dot starts getting bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. To the point where the black's almost more than the white. And then you see the nose of it coming out of what's left of the white. And then again, what am I thinking? Nothing. I'm just watching. I'm not thinking, oh my God. I'm not thinking aliens. I'm not thinking anything. I'm just watching because that's the truth. I don't have any other way to describe what I was thinking or feeling. I wasn't scared. I didn't feel threatened. I was probably pretty bewildered and probably in a state of shock. Again, there was no fear. And then it got bigger and bigger, and then it plopped right out, and then there was no more white. That thing was gone. And this thing kind of looked like a combination, body-wise, like a rowboat or a bullet for the shape. And it was really slow, and what it sounded like, it sounded like a guitar amp, but a little bit screwed up, with a little bit of feedback. That's exactly what it sounded like. A guitar amp with a little bit of feedback. So then it flies over my house and right above my head. And then what it looked like underneath was, you know, those, when you, I'm out of energy on there. So when you look at, when you go to a drive, some of the parking lots, you'll see those cement barriers. They're like long and they're on the ground, and they'll be like in the one parking spot. Well, on the right side and the left side, I had like one of those straight down, and they're like sort of like a peach color. And then up towards the middle of it was a great big ball underneath it, and it was blue. And the rest of it was like jet black. And it was really, really, really super duper slow. It was in no hurry. And then I remember I did say one thing. I remember I said, holy fuck. Oh my God. I said this in my head, not out loud. I said, holy fuck, oh my God, they are real. They're fucking real. Holy fuck. And then right after that, I could feel like a tingling sensation all over my body from head to toe. My guess is I think they scanned me. That's what I think. And who knows, man, if they were abducting people, maybe they saw that I had that horrible virus, and they're like, let's get the next guy. I told my brother-in-law that when I joke around with him. I said, maybe I should thank you, because maybe I could have got abducted, and I didn't want to bring on some creature with a virus. But anyway, and it just slowly flew away in the direction it was going. If it didn't make any turns and kept going the same way, it would go towards our Ontario hydro plant, and right beside the hydro plant is where I used to work, the cement plant. So it was going that way. And then on top of that is Lake Ontario right there. So it was going towards that area. And when I went outside, I remember for some reason I looked at the clock, and it was like just a few minutes before 8. And I remember when I was going in the house, I said, it better not be 9 or 10 o'clock, because that would mean, I probably got abducted. No, it was like about 10 minutes after 8, so there was no missing time. And I've never had no nightmares or weird stuff. It was pretty straightforward.
You avoided the prob.
Well, like I said, I wasn't scared. I didn't call out for any help from the Lord or nothing. I'm just guessing that either maybe they weren't like abducting people. Maybe that wasn't their thing. But if it was their thing, I think that when I felt that tingling sensation, it was probably like a scan. And they probably said, we don't want this on our ship. Let's get the next guy. Somebody that doesn't have a virus. But either way, that happened. And the most shittiest part about it is it's such an amazing 1 in a million type of things to see. It's like winning the lottery. And I can't share with nobody because nobody's going to believe that fucking shit, man. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to believe that. Or else I would have made a YouTube video and talked about it and all that. No. Why would I do that? So a bunch of people can tell me in the comments that I'm crazy or I'm a liar. Or where's the footage? It's not real. Where's the footage? But I'm not going to deal with that. And even if people didn't say stuff like that, I still wouldn't be comfortable with it because I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just I don't like. I'm like anybody else who wants to be made fun of or be called a liar. Like a lot of my friends and family know that I'm a joker. Like you look at a lot of my videos, they're bad comedy because I like to make people laugh. So I'm sure if I did tell people, they would probably think that I'm just like trying to make a joke, you know, and I'm joking around, I'm not serious. But
The stats for people who admit to alien abduction in the USA, I forget the numbers.
well, I'm pretty
But it is
sure
way
that
higher than you think.
I'm pretty sure that didn't happen to me because I didn't have like marks or nightmares or time went the way it should have went. Because the way I figured out how long I was looking at it and blah blah blah. Yeah, that worked out to about 10 minutes. A lot of people, you know, when you hear them getting abducted, they miss a significant amount of time, anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. You know, no, I don't think that they did a bunch of experiments on me and all that shit in 10 minutes. You gotta understand, like most of that 10 minutes was me watching it. So, how they could do that in 30 seconds or whatever. But like I said, I never had any nightmares and never. I had anxiety for a couple days because it killed my belief in God. It really did. I don't know why, other than I thought that, oh, these are the guys that created us, and they come back from time to time to check in on us, their creation. Like that's seriously what I thought. I went from how I talked to you about God when I talked to you on your channel to just complete flip of the coin. I thought I saw God. No, that's the real God right there. They're the creators. But after a couple weeks, got back on my head, or got off my head, I mean, and back to normal. Because then I started thinking, you know, well, who made them? Well, somebody had to, maybe. And then I've always, and then I thought to myself, I kind of gave myself a little shit because I've always thought of God as an artist way before any of this happened. I thought of God as an artist, right? And God, no artist is going to make one sculpture. No artist is going to make one painting. God's probably made thousands of paintings before he even made ours. So he could have made all these civilizations that are just all over the universe or other universes. They could be everywhere, thousands upon millions of species. But I think that we're special because I think, and I truly believe that after he was doing all this stuff, one day he wanted something maybe closer to home, more closer to his heart. So I think that we are the only species that are made in his image. You know, I think that we are more special to him. Maybe we're the baby. Maybe we're the newer one, you know, and I don't know. But I do believe that God's the one that creates her all, not alien. People can say, you know, who created God?
Agreed.
I don't know.
Made in his image are why some of them hate us.
Now that people have come back to this area,
Yeah, that's true.
Places like Foundation.
That is. Jealous. Hatred. Just like how, like, some people don't like how some siblings get jealous over the younger sibling getting different treatment, that they don't like that. But the angels took it to the extreme. And they sure lost a good thing. They lost God. Like, they were angels, for God's sakes. Now they're not. Like, what a horrible thing to have happen. It's their fault. But they got free will like us. We're both so much alike. Maybe that's where there's so much jealousy from them. I don't know. You're probably right. That's one thing too. Like if somebody came in my chat right now and said, "Oh, what are you talking about God for?" I wouldn't be rude to them just because I want to. How come you're not talking about God, man? Like, what? There's no such thing as God. Well, it's easy to say, hard to prove. I have more evidence in my heart that there is, because I've had some really shitty times in life and called out to him, and things seem to get a lot better. It's not a wishing well, but he's there when you really need him. But I'll say one thing. He does like us to take our lumps.
Amen.
He likes us to take our lumps, man. Because how are you going to learn if you don't take your lumps? Some things you got to learn the hard way. Maybe when you say, I wish I listened to God when I was younger, I'm sure he has the big plan. Maybe he needed you to do the bad things so you'll learn. Then you can, maybe with your knowledge, you can pass it on to your son. Don't do this or that, son, because I did, and this is what happened. I want to see that happen to you. I don't know, there's hard to figure out what God would think and want and do, but way beyond my level, that's for sure. Way beyond anybody else's. All I know is I'm not going to waste any more fucking time not believing in him. Like, too damn short. Mistakes. And it's not just, I don't believe in God for a safety measure or a safety blanket so I don't go to hell. You can believe in God and go to hell quite easily. You gotta do the good stuff too. There's lots more to just believing in God. You gotta try to be a good person and be, nice people around you. And it's easy to be bad. It's hard to be good at things. It's like some people are really drive you up the wall. I'm sure we drive them up the wall too. Speaking of aliens, keep watching them. Yeah, just like chainsaw, big thing. Let's just go there. So you got any big plans, Colin, for the weekend? Not me. It's supposed to rain all weekend. If it wasn't raining all weekend, I'd definitely be talking to you next time about how much fun I had out on the bike. No, I'm probably just going to be sitting there playing video games all weekend.
Nah, relatives coming in. So I will be helping entertain. Maybe a trip to the beach, about it.
One of my favorite times to the beach, I was probably about 14 years old. We had a family reunion. We went to the beach nearby called, it's in the one I told you, in Picton, Sandbanks. And all the relatives, they had some homemade stuff, but they got KFC. It was like dying and going to KFC heaven. There was everything, and it never went away. It was like, you could eat meat, and I did. Who did I ever? Yeah, oh man. And that was my favorite time at the beach. It's right up there. It's right up there with when I got about 18 years old and started going that same beach. And you and I were talking at the beginning, and you brought up about the beach and bikinis. Well, I was about 14. I started noticing bikinis, I won't lie, the KFC was a little more important, a little more, got my attention a little more. 4 years later, you give a shit about KFC. Yeah, the beach kind of sucks all those girls in the bikini. It's like going to a pet
KFC
store.
less trouble.
Seeing all those hot girls at the beach, it's kind of like, it sucks. It's like going to the public, sorry, it's like going to the pet store and you got all these cute puppies and kittens. You can't take them all home. I know you want to really bad, but you can't. That's what sucks about the beach. You see all these girls, you want like about 60 of them. I want you all to come home and there's like 60 of them. But yeah, that's where life gets a little cruel because there's some of those people that can have a harem. And yeah, one of those.
To bring it down.
I couldn't keep one happy. 60 would be impossible.
60, imagine that. That'd be there'd be one of those days where you have them all nagging at you, right? All 60 of them. Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? How come you're looking at her? How come you're doing that? What did I wish for? That's why they say be careful what you wish for. That'd be a good Twilight Zone or something. Starts off just perfect, just the way you want it, and then it ends in reality. Oh, you're bitching.
Now move on to the final siphon.
Why do I have to cook? Why do I have to clean? How come you weren't home? Where were you after work? All of them just going right at you and just driving you mad. Oh, you careful what you wish for. You gotta remember, they're not going to be 21 years old for the rest of their lives. One day they're going to look like old Mabel. And you're going to have that for about 50 years. 60 of them. It's going to complain. God love it. I'm going to try. Yeah. Keep them energies.
On that note, I must go off to Dreamland, I think.
Yeah, I'm actually about an hour away from that.
Unless it is a nightmare.
Yeah, well, it was really awesome for you popping by. Kind of cool. It was like, here you are tonight, and then Mustard was on freaking last night. A good chat. Except for last night when Mustard was on, I was playing with some friends, so sometimes I'd be talking to the friends about something, and Mustard would be like, I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm like, oh, sorry, man, I was talking to my friend about the game. Like, oh. Yeah, you have a good night. Definitely see, probably next time we'll see is probably on one of your chats. Goodbye. Stand around. That's ready to level up.
You have a great night, Cryptic Cowboy.
Yeah, I'm
Slay
looking
them
forward.
all.
Looking forward to our next chat. And like I said, it'll probably be when you're live streaming next. Do you know when? If you're still there, do you know when you're going to be live streaming next? Because usually you do on the weekends, don't you? You're going to be doing it Saturday night. Because if you are, I have my heads up for that one. Because sometimes YouTube's just terrible for the notifications. They'll let you know the notification, and you go to it, and then you're long gone. Thanks, YouTube. But yeah, if
I
you're on,
might try 11 tomorrow night, pack time, but relatives might screw that up.
well, keep an eye out for you, and if you are, I'll take a little time off from the game and go hang out with you for an hour, and I'm sure our buddy Mustard will show up. He's usually there before I am. I like talking to him too. Maybe talk a little bit more about that Bigfoot question you were talking about. That'd be a good 15, 20-minute chat about Sasquatch. But yeah, thanks for popping by. I always appreciate chatting with you, buddy. Always glad to call you a friend. And we'll catch you on your next live stream tomorrow if the relatives allow it.
Yes. Aliens too.
Oh yeah,
Good
yeah.
night, friend. Out.
We'll talk about aliens also. You have a good night, brother. Sleep well. God bless you. Yeah, that's a good guy there, Mr. Collin. You sure? There's some people I've met on YouTube that weren't really the greatest. I've met a lot of really cool people, and Colin's definitely one of them. Very nice guy. Very smart guy. I like smart people. Good conversation. And his wife used to play Fallout 76 back in the robot days. I'm not quite sure if he said they both did. I don't know. I know Colin does play video games with him, but kind of busy. Okay, so I got a bunch of dailies I got to finish. Before Josh Minute. Let's see where I'm at with this. 47 minutes. Okay. Oh, did I have to go make that? Shit, I didn't make that cranberry relish, did I? Or did I? No, I didn't. I gotta go make that. Shit goes bad. Alright, let's get over there and make some cranberry relish. Yeah, that's too good. I haven't been on in ages. Come on yesterday. Awesome chat, man, with Mustard. And then the very next day, awesome chat with Colin.
Trash.
Hey, bonus.
Smells bad.
I just feel like that. It was
Crushing you, not shopping less. Human loves
I don't have this. Oh, look. Good. Oh, these chickens are always shit, man. I couldn't for it. Okay, so let's go make these cranberries. Okay, that. This. Excuse me, one. Turbo. No, pick them up. I guess I should be out. In the game for my mistake. That's good, but you're still working. Good that. Okay, this. Turbo. Right, you go. Turbo. I have to get them more power source. Alright, let's go do a relish. Death clock. Do. Read a little bit of good book, and we're out of here. Get out of here. All right, all done reading a good book.
Everything except all. Kill him.
I'm all done here. How much do I got for the season? Oops. What do I got going on for the season? 790. So if I have 1,000, then I can get 400 atoms. Right now I can get 300 atoms. Great. Free atoms. Bonus. So what do we want to fuck up in there? She's too pretty to be a jewel. When's the next event? 1 minute. 1 minute. Got an event coming. I'll probably have to fucking serve her up. Probably some stupid one nobody likes to go to. Alright, I gotta go talk to some cows. I touch your... Yeah, there's one that nobody likes to go to unless it's double mutations or whatever the fuck it's called. Sacre bleu. No friends on tonight. Fuck And Friday night too, Saturday morning, I guess now. I thought James would be on. That guy's on PlayStation like 18 hours a day. Not today though, eh, James? I like playing Fallout with James. He's a fun guy to play a game with. And he gives me lots of good stuff too. Yeah, Jesus Christ, he's helped me out with some good gear. What we got now? Wine and sand. People usually, not usually, sometimes go to it. I shouldn't have said usually. Bit of concentration. Okay. So nobody gonna go with that one. Server hop again. It's weird. Like there's some servers I'll go to, man. It's like it just seems like nobody wants to go on events, and you go to another one, it's just like fucking full of people on events. So, or if we're in the private world, James eviction notice comes up, and James would be like, "Let's do eviction notice, just you and me." I was like, "I won't be able to do that." We did it. Didn't underestimate us sometimes, but I didn't think we'd be able to do it. He was a ghoul, so he could stay there and take care of the fucking scrubber. Alright, oh, there's that one again. Christ almighty. I guess after this, might as well give up. Well, actually, I probably could do one more. I'm looking at the time. Getting pretty close when these events will be shut down. Usually you got about a good 3-4 minutes. I have gotten into one when it was like 5 minutes into it. One Violent Night. I like that one. People really seem to like that one. Radiation Rumble. Eviction Notice. There's Radiation Rumble. Well, I'm going to go to it. See if anybody shows up. Nobody there, but that's usually an event that people enjoy. You get a fuck ton of legendaries, too. See what happens.
Anybody can horn Team Candy. We do what the rest won't.
Actually, I don't need this shit.
It may not be pretty, but Emmett Mountain has a lot.
How the hell you got that? Unless it's from like a reward. It was a reward, it's a shitty reward. Well, nobody gonna show up with this one. Friday night. Great. Oh, there's one person here.
Scavenge with the best or starve with the rest. Pick up one more box of raw asbestos. I'm going to lose my
This event used to piss people off when it first came out. All the noobs, new people, they were starting the event when, like, it'd be like this. Like, look how many people are there. Like, 2 people, and they would start it. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I hate this waiting around shit. Sometimes this is the way it goes, I guess, eh?
One person's junk is another's gold mine.
This is a good event. Come on. What the hell's going on? How many people are on this? There's lots of people.
Sure, we take things, but we're cleaning up this mess as well.
I really don't want to do this. Just me and one person. No damn way. I don't want to do it like that. Fuck. Nobody's going to show up. Right. I'll do my own thing than that. I really could have got into a Radiation Rumble match. Did a bunch of them yesterday. I don't know, I just like that one. I find a lot of the events are more fun when you're lower level, like not as powerful. It just makes it more fun. I don't know, to me it does. When you get powerful and I don't know. It has its advantages, obviously, but sometimes it's just not as fun. You don't have as much of a struggle, that's for sure. I use my ghoul. I get some lots of struggles there. Fuck, he doesn't have anything good. I need James to help me out. Load bearing, there's one people usually go to.
All support personnel, proceed with caution. Instability detected. Mineral harvesting and auto miner repair duties must be performed in a timely manner to avoid injury.
Get rid of somebody's community. Oh, I was thinking a different one. This is where we just go. Oh, okay, this is yeah. Oh, I thought this was a different one. I like this one. This one's pretty simple. Yeah, I thought this was the one. Get this mixed up with the other one in the game. Yeah, this one's pretty easy. Ooh, lots of shoot. Hey, else? One's getting out here. Nobody watching. Look, there's lots of people in this. Are they all fucking AFK? What the fuck are you people? Okay, wow. There's one guy. Level 46. the hell out of here. The mine's gonna blow up. There's a lot of little, no wonder. What's he doing? No wonder, it took a little, I was wondering, I thought there was nobody here and they're AFK and it was just because they were lower level. It took a little longer for them doing damage. No big deal. We got her done. I just thought for a minute there's a whole bunch of people AFK and they'll stand out front and AFK. A few fuckers. Get in there and help us out. Shoot me. Okay, I guess we gotta get rid of that. Okay. What do we got here? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna put that in my ammo box. No problem doing that. Oh. I thought I got something there. I guess I didn't. Oh. Do any of that problem real fast? Oh yeah. So we're almost ready to go up a level. Maybe I should scoot over to West Duck. Now we must go and sell a few things. Turn it down a little.
Trust your friend,
Need lots of
Bob.
aluminum.
A healthy water
Hey, girl.
supply is vital to your survival.
All right, Bob, hang on. Well, steak. I don't like giving that up.
It sure is great to see living human beings
Stole Rose from
again.
James. I stole some birthday cake too, but I drank it or ate it all. If he logged in right now, I'd go over to his camp and steal his fucking birthday cake. He'll go
With
get her
smart
birthday cake and it's
and
all
a
gone.
little luck,
Like, Cryptic, did you
you'll
take my birthday
do
cake?
just fine out there.
Holy shit.
That overseer lady said more
That
people
overseer
would
lady.
be coming. It's nice to meet you.
Get close to 40K. I try to hover, around 30K. Okay, so where are we? Done and done. That's just What was that day? Oh boy, we got a long ways to go to our block. We're doing that the dailies come out. Okay, so as I was saying, I have to cash some stuff in. Still have that, 46, 45, we're ready to go. Alright, let's do this. Need some more XP. Bastard, you took my headpiece. Yeah, I'm on a public server, so. Okie doke. Let me know. See ya.
Ah, you've returned. Do you have the photographs I asked for? Ah, very good, very good. I did promise a reward, so please accept these caps in gratitude for your service. I can't argue with your logic, and it's true I'll want to collect more photographs in the future. Very well, I'll increase the reward. Here are your caps. Come and see me again, and I might have more work for you.
Where's the reward? Alright, good. I didn't want to get burned. Trying to sell it. Getting close. It's going to take more than the dailies. Still going to probably have to go to Westchester. Yeah, I got my bonus. I feel like I'm at the Flash now with the AFK or sitting there playing the piano with the whole fucking fucker. Alright, we'll see this fuckhead over here. Grumpy Ward. Him and Ren should get together. They're really grumpy. They'd probably be happy if they got together. If they're okay with the interracial thing. I don't imagine people have much of an issue with that after a nuclear war. Safe and sounds okay. First, let's just have a little chat with Ward. We're worried about the safe and sound.
I wonder if Sonny has any ice cream now that he has a refrigerator.
No more coffee, but it's not good for you.
I see you have our missing property. Sometime.
Yeah, whatever. I gotta go.
civilization is being rebuilt right here in Foundation. Morning.
That's a good one. I don't know why anybody's going to this. Only two of us. This is good. Easy. And a little fun. I'm going to hang out here for just a bit. There's some people that show for this one. This is usually one where people show up. You don't usually see this one, like, empty out. See, two of us still. What's this? Oh, I thought it was like one of those ones where that's where the raider is for Roxy. We already got that one done. Well, 3. 3 of us, eh? I feel a little more comfortable with 4. Four now. Still do it with 3. And do it with 2. Well, here we go. Let's do it again. So many times I'll pull that damn trigger, and it's like I didn't mean to do it, but it's just like almost like instinctively. That's why I'm glad I don't own a gun. I might be shooting everything, I guess. Get over there, boys. What do we got now? That's not good. Nick full now, 6. Oh yeah.
That's the last of the critters. Great job. Oh darn. Looks like the circuit breakers have blown. Mind patching them up so Kai can get the repellers running?
We'll see if we get to this one before somebody else does.
They'll lead you right to them.
That's the only one I'm going to do. I don't know. I want to get 2. It's fun doing something stupid like that, little small thing. It sucks when you get somebody that like does it all. Like there's like that spin the wheel, and you'll have that asshole that stands there. Doesn't let anybody fucking get a chance to spin, push the button and spin the wheel. I hate those fucking things. I do. And you know they're pushing the button probably for like the 15,000th time, and they're I've done it so many times. It's not much different. I see a low-level guy going up to that push the button. I let him do it. I know. You probably may have done it before. You get some more fucking people with. Ooh, geez, climbed right up here. Oh, dead now. I'd never seen that before. How the hell did you get up there? Oh, okay. Makes sense. I am no longer confused. Ooka,
What the
ooka.
heck? The juice must have been turned up too high.
Same voice as the campfire tales. Ooka, ooka. This is that. Here we go again. A little slow on the draw there, wasn't it? If we came to this channel, let's be the best Fallout players. And, Ooka, ooka.
Clyde, no pressure, but we're all counting on you.
Maybe they just saw my anyway. Ooka, ooka. Ooh, shit, that shot.
Clyde, it's definitely getting worse, all right.
I'm on the bear.
Ooh, hickeys. It carries a piece of my mind when I see that.
Look at all these things.
No. Clyde,
What the hell?
it's back, and it's looking mighty hungry. Don't fuck now.
It's the Joyzy Devil. Let's go down there. Fuck it.
What the heck? You got the juice turned too high, Clyde.
Ooka, ooka.
Secret packed a punch.
Ooka, ooka.
Hope the reward is enough. You really saved our behinds. Be sure to come on back once we clean things up.
That's fine. This was the event that looked like nobody was going to show up for. Right inside. Ooka, ooka. All the money these fucking people have, you think they could have got more voice actors than having somebody do like 3 or 4 different roles. It really kills it when you hear the same voice for different people. Like, come on. You couldn't have hired one person for an afternoon for like $500 to do like a short line. No. Ooka, ooka. Let's go sell some of this shit. Oh, I want to do this. I just like having that on. So that brought it up to 1,000. The event there that we just did, I like that one. There's some events that are just fucking horrible. And that's going to be expected. But there are some that are you know, you're pretty cool. That one isn't pretty cool. It's okay. The new event, the Big Bloom, that was all right. You know, I'm not gonna get too upset over it, but nothing special. But it was appreciated. Like I love new stuff, just like everybody else. Gets rid of this now. Boy, the old weight's way up. Cook that up. I should cook that up. I shouldn't just give it away. I'll be right back. Jesus. Somebody's been opening up these fridges. Oh, we're getting close. Celebrate good times. Almost.
Well done, volunteer. You're on the way to being a true survivor.
Yeah, see, one thing I gotta do. Make some grenades. Oh, bring that up.
While you're here, why not grab a stim pack or two?
No. All right. Oh, stand back, dude. Check. There. Selling. Ooh. What was I? What did I get? I got. Oh yeah, lunchboxes. One of them away. All right. When's the next one? Oh, the alien one comes on in a few minutes. Just have to take a little jet.
Man-to-man king of ocean. That make him richest unstoppable. Own most real estate. This human found Grognak yet?
He's supposed to be the toughest fighter. I don't know. I don't. Okay, so where are we? Oh, yeah. I'm really super duper close to leveling up.
this, human.
There you go. Inside, listen. Invaders from beyond. Invaders from beyond. I really want to call it Invaders from Mars. We'll call it one small election. We'll call it Invaders from Mars. When's that coming on? 2.5 minutes. We better scoot over here then. Then it's Invaders from Beyond. Daddy-o. Why would Daddy-o have a penalty to charisma? Alright, we'll check on this weapon. I think we're good. No, what the hell? Alright, Invaders from Beyond should be coming on pretty soon. There we go. Less than a minute. Yeah.
Hi again. Everything's fine here. Sarge and I are fine.
Should be any second, and it'll be popping up, and we can go kill some aliens. I'm not going to take this base down here. It's just about time for the invaders, but I couldn't go down here and pick the safe. I wanted the technical data. That's how many I got right now. There we go. Grab that bottle, please. Stuff goes better with bourbon than killing aliens. Let's do it. Even open up a beer. That's a nice cold beer. Alright, here we are. We'll go in here and see if there's any technical data. Today.
Greetings, fellow humans. You may call me Homer. I am not much of a fighter, but I will provide support from afar. Those brainwave siphons must be destroyed. As a prerequisite, we need to lure out the alien commanders who control the force fields on the siphons. Be cautious of damaging energy pulses from the siphons. You can avoid them if you move out of range. That brainwave siphon. Good work. Let us move on to the next siphon. We will need to draw out another commander before we can destroy it. The enemy spacecraft is reconfiguring. Expect missile strikes from above.
She loves bubblegum. Siphon. They will have no choice but to retreat. Right. Just about done.
Now, take down the final siphon. I hope that my support was beneficial. Either way, I must ask that you do not try to track me down. I am not well suited for interaction.
Got a little party going on. Lots of love. Love my fellow players. Very good community. That new girl dance, that's pretty tits on. That's right on. That's a good one, and we haven't had a new dance in God ages. Oh, see that black? Oh, it went back to normal. Oh no, it's still some there. Usually, there's a sign.